All right. Hello. I am your host, Kimberly McLemore, and welcome to another episode of 360 and Me. Today, we're having a special discussion, being single on Valentine's Day. And as you can see, I have some very special guests hanging out with me. I have Miss Natalie Montez, Miss Angela McCain, and Miss Kim Miller. Welcome, ladies.
Thanks for having us, Kimberly.
Yeah. All right. So before we get started, I'm just going to do a quick overview, and I'm going to love for you ladies just to give us another little bit more information about who you are. So we're going to start with Miss Natalie Montez. She is the creator and owner of D'Vinyo By Montez. And then we'll go with Angela McCain, who is IT Program Manager, also is an online dating expert. And then we have Miss Kim Miller, who is the owner of Soma Healing, and she is a clinical massage therapist. So, all right, ladies, so why don't you just one at a time, just like I said, tell us a little bit more about who.
All right. Well, like Kimberly said, I'm Natalie. I'm happy to be here. Thanks so much for inviting me to this conversation, Kimberly. This is going to be a good one. I am the owner of D'Vinyo By Montez, which is a sort of a down-home wine tasting consultant. A small business that just helps people get a better understanding about what they're tasting in a glass, and makes it a little bit more informal and more to their level. And so that's pretty much what I do, and I love my wine.
All right, good. Whoever wants to go next.
Angela McCain. I am an IT program manager. I work for the Navy, so I've been around a lot of military. I enjoy food and wine. I do travel a lot for work and for pleasure. Very demanding jobs, so it's been fun. And with the topic today for dating, it has its challenges, and I'm really looking forward to this conversation. And thank you for having me, Kimberly.
You're welcome. I'm definitely loving the fact that you're here because we just met a couple days ago, so. We have so much more to learn about each other, so this is going to be really great to start that. So, and then last but not least, my beautiful Kim. That's my other half.
Well, so thank you, Natalie, for connecting me with Kim and giving me the opportunity to be here. My name is Kim Miller. I am the owner of Soma Healing, which is a clinical therapeutic treatment massage business. I've been 33 years in healthcare, so I am making a pivot to now go into massage. I've always wanted to do that all my life, so I'm grateful to have this opportunity. I've also pivoted and became a New York Life agent, so being able to be a financial service provider as well. So I'm just super excited about this semi-retired life of mine and being able to live on my terms right now. So I'm grateful for that, and I'm grateful to be here.
All right. Well, like I said, ladies, it is such a pleasure to have you on. You know, we know that today is a very special day for a lot of people. It's called Valentine's Day. For some, it's a good thing. For others, it's whatever. And then for some, it's really a hard time and a hard day for them to get through. So our conversation tonight, because we're all here, and because we're all single, but then there's also going to be some surprises at the end that I can't wait to hear about from one of our special guests. You know, having this discussion today is not always about just the good stuff. We'll talk a little bit about the good, the bad, and the ugly of what it means, how this actual day really, truly affects you. So, hey, let's just get this thing rocking and rolling, ladies. Anybody want to start off first?
Can I just start with one question? I just want to start this conversation with one question. Who decided to make Valentine's Day in the middle of winter? You know, we're supposed to be hibernating and snuggling.
That's why they did it, because Valentine's Day is supposed to be all about love, right? So you're supposed to be all snuggled up.
Right. If you're not, and then it's Valentine's Day and it's winter, I feel like that's a double whammy. I feel like that's just not fair.
Okay, that's what them pillows are for.
Not just any pillow, a body pillow.
That's right. Body pillow. That's funny. I just had to start with that question because for me, it's like, you know, it makes it worse because it's like, you know, when the snow comes or when it's just a real dreary cold day and you think about how nice it would be, or other people have their booze, you know, they're booed up, they're snuggled up, enjoying, at least they have somebody to enjoy it with. And so what do we do, ladies? What do we do?
electric blanket.
That's right.
Yep. There you go. There you go. Like I said, I got my pillows. I got like 4. So it's like
hot toddies
it's a
and
daily
wine.
thing, daily thing. I think for me, the way I think about Valentine's Day is I almost don't think about it, because when you've been with yourself for so long, you really kind of look at holidays and just kind of come and go, and even though Valentine's Day is very important for a lot of people, I think a lot of times people lose the aspect of what love is really about. So it's really not about this one day. And this is my opinion. It really should not just be about the one day, and going out and spending all your money on those flowers that you could have got me the day before because they were $20 cheaper the day before, right. Or the candies or the ones, whatever the case may be. But, I just think that everybody definitely handles it differently. And like I said, because I've been by myself for so long, it literally some days just kind of bypasses me, and I don't really think about it as much as I probably would have 17 years ago when I was married.
Right.
Yeah. So yeah. Anybody else? Come on, you ladies. I know everybody's got a lot to say about this topic.
You know what? I think being a single mom for so long, I was married when I was 20, 21. My kids are now 28 and 29. So for so long, I didn't have something steady. So I just really don't think about Valentine's Day. That just wasn't a day that I really, longed for. Unlike
forget what it's like.
Yeah, I think Christmas is more, that the time I get a little bit more lonely or melancholy during the Christmas time or the Christmas season or something like that. But Valentine's, I know it's just a kind of marketing, kind of hallmark kind of day. So, just it really hasn't, been a driving force for my emotion, I should say.
Okay. Yeah, and that's an interesting aspect. Yeah, go ahead.
It feels like it's for the kids, like you do stuff, the kids have their Valentines at school, you set up a little bit of something for the kids in the morning. That's what I usually do. And that is like usually sufficient for me. But it's like, it's also like, where's the balance? Because am I a bah humbug about it because I don't have, or am I, or is it really, because to me it is, a commercial sort of money, because when do we see Valentine's stuff hit the stores? It's like, seriously? It's like, Halloween.
It was like around Christmas. I think everything happens so much earlier now. Everything's, put together, all clumped in. It was right after Christmas. They started talking about Valentine's Day. Really?
It's like, some people, I have heard the stories of like people dating during those particular seasons, whether it's the holidays, whether it's even winter or just Valentine's, have a date, but then it doesn't last, but at least they got their fix for that moment of love and expression. And then it's like back to business as usual,
I think if you're in a new relationship, that's kind of like, okay, what are you going to do for me for Valentine's Day?
Right.
That's like, you don't do, and then there's always Sweetie's Day that you can turn it around and give for him, because you can always get for me throughout the year. You don't have to just do it on Valentine's Day.
Right.
Exactly. Come on, Angela. I know you got something to say.
Well, I've never been married, so I have had plenty of single Valentine's Days. A lot of times, like you said, it kind of just passes. I don't think about it. But I will say I've had many times where I have gotten with my friends. I've done group things, whether it was guys, it's with girls, and we just go out and do our own thing. We celebrate it our own way. It's not about necessarily, a couple, like a man or a woman or anything like that. It's just about your love for your friends. And we just have a good time. We go to different Valentine's Day parties and go out as a group. I've done that quite a bit especially when I was in my 30s, and I still do that.
That would be so fun for me. I think I've never done a Galentine's. It was new to me when I started hearing about it. I was like, what is this? But it was like a few years ago. But I think that would be so fun to have a big group of girls or guys, like friends, just a friend group, and go out and have a big round table so that everyone is kind of sitting around a table, and then just enjoy, the day, like being thankful for each other, being thankful for just going out, and then still enjoying the Valentine's, thing.
The spirit of it.
Right. The spirit of it, exactly.
I would say I'll give you one event. Like, of course, this was definitely when I was in my 30s, but I did participate in the Cupid Run twice in DC. Okay. And that was right around Valentine's Day. And, you know, it's a quick run. Some people are in their underwear, some are not. That's the point of it. But it's only a quick, like, 1 mile. And there was one year where it was snow. And that was an experience.
Wow.
Wow. Yeah, and I think too, it being that it lands always on a Tuesday, which is very interesting concept as well, right? That it's in the middle of the week, you know, or whatever, and you know, people are just running around like crazy trying to get themselves together, you know, because there are some people who take it very seriously, and whether you're single or married or in a partnership or whatever the case may be, you know, you do. I think the big part about this is really understanding who you are and who and if you have a partner, who your partner is, right? So you have to really be able to gauge that person in a way that you probably wouldn't have, like I said, we don't pay much attention because we're used to it. But what happens when we do decide, you know, to get that cutie pie in our world? How are you going to handle it? We all know that your attitude is going to change. Things become a little bit more important than what they were previously.
Right.
So let's talk a little bit about that.
I think for me, I'll just say one thing real quick is that in my stage of life, coming out of, you know, a marriage and sort of reimagining who I am, learning who I am as a person, as Natalie, my identity and all of that, what it's rooted in, all of the things. I think managing the expectation of just communicating. I love the fact that at our ages, we can talk to the other person and be open and honest and say, you know, they could ask, what are your expectations for Valentine's Day? And we can say, you know what, I'm not a big into it. I'd rather be loved all year round and not have that be like a huge thing. But if we want to go on a trip that weekend or just, you know, do something small like that, that's cool. You know what I mean? So I feel like coming into this stage of life and the open communication about it and managing those expectations, I think that's been huge. That is huge.
Right.
I love the idea of, you know, being able to communicate. You know, men always say, you never know what women want or whatever, but being able to articulate, this is what I want, you know.
Right.
I think, knowing what your love language is good too, and being able to communicate that to your partner, so that, you know, I may not be a good gift person, but I just want you to.
Right.
Having that, you know, communication, but also knowing what your language is as well.
Yeah, that's true. Right. I mean, you don't have to leave the books open anymore with stuff circled, like just nonchalantly.
So what is your love language?
What's my language?
Yeah.
Mine is quality time and physical touch.
Nice. I'm an acts of service kind of person.
Yeah.
Okay.
I am acts of service and quality time.
Okay.
Yeah, I can't remember what mine is. I think it's all quality time or something. I have to go back and look.
Like, what are y'all talking about?
I know I have done this, okay? which y'all know, some of y'all know my story, but yeah, I've done that test. But yeah, I think a big part of it is, excuse me, it's really all about writing your own rules. You know, it's not always about the traditional anymore, because a lot of our relationships and our lives are no longer that tradition, right? So, you know, we were raised on it's, you know, this is the holiday, you better come home with some chocolates, otherwise you'll be sleeping on the couch tonight, right? But that has changed so dramatically and so much because the world we live in is definitely not the same. And like you were saying, Natalie, I really like the fact that you were talking about that. At our ages, we should be able to communicate. We should be able to sit down and say, nope, that's not what I want. Give me my roses. I want mine all year round. I don't want them just on one day. That's my opinion. Okay. I love my roses. Chocolate, I can get anytime too, but the rose thing, that's what makes me happy. So, you know, knowing that you can communicate that, I think is really important, because, you know, it's nothing worse than somebody going out and wasting time and money, realizing that they've done something, think they're going to make that person happy, and then find out it's not so true, right?
Right.
Yeah. So what else, you know, talk about it. You guys talk about how does it, I guess I want to know, and we're not going to get too dirty, too grimy, but when it comes to the physical aspect, how does it make you feel knowing that one day We're not going to talk about the other days. I want to talk about this particular day. How does it make you feel knowing that you'd have nobody to truly snuggle up to, that physical touch? What is that? How does it make you think about? What does it make you think about, I guess?
You mean how we don't have it right now?
Yeah.
We will have it in the future. We were thinking positive here.
Yeah. Right. But the key is that right now, today, what is it? How does it make you feel that you don't have it? Doesn't mean that we're going to get to the future, but right at this moment and prior to what you're seeing or how you're feeling for the future, or what you know is going on in the future, how did it make you feel knowing that at one point, all of us, we've all been, most of us been married except for Angela. She's been, I won't say the unlucky one, the luckier one.
Yeah.
But it's like we go through those certain things in our lives that we all, I think, in my aspect, I can think of it as a little girl that we all had dreamed and wished about, right? And then when you become an adult, it's a whole different perspective. Life is definitely not what you always dream about. Yeah. Okay. So I just, for the physical touch, what is it that makes you, how does it make you feel knowing that you don't have that right now?
Yeah.
I think it makes me feel a little sad sometimes. I think for me, how I cope with it though, is I keep myself busy. I keep my mind preoccupied with other things. I used to have dogs, so my dogs kind of filled that loneliness gap. I try not to dwell on it very much. So, and I know one day I'll have that.
Yeah.
And I do depend on my friends a lot when I have that feeling. So that's, I don't know, any other thoughts?
I think for me, I do get tempted to get into that just like self-pity kind of, where it's like, why does everybody seem to have a relationship except for me? Like, it's just, it goes down this path. It's not really true. There's plenty of single people out there that also don't and are happy enough. But it's just these specific days throughout the year, whether it's combined with the commercialization of it, everyone around you, you see couples, like all of that kind of weighs a little bit on you, that you're like, I can snuggle up with my children. I can do things like that. But at the end of the day, that you do not have that mutual partner that is, another adult, that you guys enjoy each other's company. You have that companion. And that is hard. It is hard because like when I was married, I thought I was going to have that for the rest of my life. I mean, that's what you get married for, right?
Exactly.
And so when that is all stripped away, you go through the whole year of all these things that are no longer, or all these things that you're not going to have anymore, including Valentine's Day. It was nice to have dinner made for me in the past, by somebody, you know what I mean? And little, lollipop, those little pork chops that look like lollipops with like wine and like dinner, but we don't, or we, because we would cook together or something.
Right.
So that was even fun. Like, it doesn't have to be going out, whether you're in a relationship or not. Like, you can make it your own celebration of love, but I just feel like, we, like, as women, we can get into that, that I don't have this, I'm so sad, like I'm lonely, but we love, this is the day of love, but we love every day. We need to be loving every day.
Yes.
And so whether we're loving our partners, whether we're loving our community, whether we're loving our girlfriends, our children, there's love swirling all around us. But yes, girl, it is lonely. It is. Yes. It can get hard, to watch everybody else enjoying their person when you don't really have it. And no one's calling you on Valentine's Day because they are preoccupied.
They're like, I'm busy right now. I'll talk to you tomorrow, okay?
I'll call you tomorrow. I'm not calling you on Valentine's Day. Yeah.
Right. Kim, you were going to say something?
Well, I like what she said as far as you are tempted to go down that self-pity road, but then I just kind of look at past relationships and I'm like how you see older women and like after their husbands have passed away and you ask them like, are you going to get married again? And they're like, girl, no, I'm not doing any of that again. So now
I just got my life back.
I know. Right. Well,
And so it's like, now coming out of a relationship, and it's just you want to be sad, you want to kind of have that self-pity a little bit, but at the end of the day, it's like I got me, I got my peace and sanity right now. I hope in the future I find something, but right now I'm just grateful to have my peace and sanity.
Right.
But there are those times, when you're looking at Instagram, and that's another thing. I try to get off of Instagram because you can go on this road and you see, and it's like, like, woe is me kind of, but it's like, I need to get off of here. I need to change my perception.
That's a good idea. I'm going to do that this year. That is such a good idea. Just don't even go on there that day. So that you're not sucked into like this world that you can't be a part of.
Oh yeah, seeing everything that they post.
But at the same time, you guys, I think the key thing here is to think about is that it's okay to have your pity party. We have been so used to having to feel like we have to be strong all the time.
Right.
We can't break down. It's okay to have those moments because we're human. And it's okay to think about the fact that, I used to have this. When will my time come again? Because I don't ever really truly believe in anybody's mind that they 199% want to live alone for the rest of their lives and die alone. I don't ever believe that. Not to say that there aren't some people who do believe it, but it's something deep inside of you that, I don't know, whatever that person has gone through, that I always sit back and think, do you really ever really want to be alone? We all enjoy our independence. We all enjoy our time by ourselves. Don't have to worry about having to deal with anybody else's ways and all that type of stuff. But at the end of the day, I think that a lot of times we're constantly beating ourselves up for feeling, upset or having that moment. And, like I said, it's okay to get back up on your feet and just keep moving in life, because that's what life is about, right? We go through that, whether it's in our personal lives as well as we do it in our professional lives. Yeah. So, being there for that other individual. So on Valentine's Day was, today is the day, if you had to pick up the phone, or later on tonight, you got to pick up the phone and be like, look, girl, I'm having my moment.
Yeah.
Hey, enjoy that moment, take it in, and then say, okay, I'm done, and let's pick it up and party, do whatever it takes for you to get out of that, so that you don't go down, that line of pity, that party pity, because you don't want to have to, that pity party, you don't want to have to do it consistently, because then it becomes the depression more than it becomes a pity party, right? So I think that it's okay to feel the way you feel, but now that we're going through the pity party, we all know each one of us have a different way of how we think about what we want in our future. Now, I know I have an expert sitting here at my table today, and that's Miss Angela, and we're gonna get Miss Angela to talk to us about the online dating. And I know I could tell you all some damn stories, but we ain't I need another whole show for that one, okay? So Kim's like, we'll do another show on that one, but until then, Kim, Angela is an expert, so I want to hear about a little bit about your journey, about the online dating, and what tips would you give us?
Yes, Angela, please tell us.
Well, I've been online dating off and on probably for the past 15 years. Wow. Oh, that's a long time. Look, she's like, not consistently. It was on and off. I've had a few relationships, and I've tried multiple apps. I've done Bumble, I've done OkCupid, I've done Christian Mingle, I think, once. Match, tried them all. But I currently, a lot of them, it's online dating's overwhelming. You have so many profiles, and then you get so tired of it. You're just looking at pictures, and it's not all about that. So I wanted something a little bit more. So this time I chose eHarmony, which costs a little bit more, but I liked it because it gave a compatibility score. It gave a little bit more depth, and most of the people on there are looking for something serious because it does cost a little bit more. I signed up back in October, and I started talking to a few guys. I went on one date that did not go well. Always. So definitely make sure you can email them and then talk to them at least once on the phone, because that's important to make sure you can have a conversation with them. And then I went on a date back in November at Thanksgiving, and it was a 13-hour first date from 9 a.m. to like 10 p.m. And he came to my hometown, and we did all kinds of things. We walked around the town, we had breakfast, we had lunch, and I think we went to the movies, and then finished up with sushi. So it was a really good date. We really connected really well. I did enjoy it. And go ahead.
Angela, hold on a second. I'm losing you guys a little bit there. So you said you guys did a 13-hour date. What else did you do with the walking around, and did what?
So we met for coffee and breakfast first. And then we went and we walked around all of Smithville. We went shopping. We went on the trail together. We stopped and had lunch. Then spur of the moment, we decided to go see a movie together. And then we ended up finishing up with sushi.
Okay.
Wow.
So it was, we walked by the waterfront and everything. It was just nice and relaxing. Held hands. Did a goodbye kiss, nothing major. And then we also went on a couple more dates. And so it's still brand new, a little bit new, but I really do like them. Very nice. But it was really intimidating at first as well, because I was kind of used to being single, and I just was like, oh my gosh, this he was all in, and I'm just like, hold up here.
You're taking up too much of my time.
No, he came on very strong, because so this is the quality. This is when you know you have someone worth keeping. I was having knee surgery in December. When I went to meet him in December, he's a physical therapist. He got me 2 ice packs before my surgery to make sure I was prepared to, that wrap around your knee, that are special ones. And that was like literally the best gift ever. He was so kind. And then he sent me flowers on my surgery day. So he very nice, very thoughtful. And I just wasn't used to it. It's definitely what I want, but it just was kind of a shock. But things are going well. He came up to see me for the first time in January, and we had a great time together. And I'm looking forward to going to see him in the next weekend.
All right.
Awesome. There's hope.
Love is in the air. Okay. There is hope. There is hope.
Love it.
Yeah.
That is
I thought you were going to say something.
No, I was just saying I love the story. I love it.
Yeah.
Where does he live?
He lives in my hometown, Chesapeake, Virginia, and I'm up here. So it's a little bit of a long distance, but I'm kind of open to that. We both have very demanding professions, so there will be some challenges, but I'm not in a hurry. I don't want to jump straight in. We want to get to know one another and enjoy the ride.
I love
There
that.
you go. There you go.
I think that's another really good thing about being at our age. We don't have to be in a hurry, because we're not out here trying to hurry up and get married, have kids, do all, you know what I mean? Like, we don't have to be in a hurry. We can take our time to get to know somebody and make sure that it's a right fit and all of that kind of stuff. And so we do not have to find love by Valentine's Day. It's like, that's a call every year, like, find love by Valentine's Day.
Well, yeah, and that's true. I mean, but I think it's great though that you are out there, you know, excuse me, in the mix of everything and trying something fresh and something new. You know, I think eventually everybody kind of wants to get to that point in life, like, so there's no rush, but you'll know when you know, right? And I think that's the key, is knowing that moment that you just say to yourself, I'm really, really ready, you're going to know. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. So, like I said, we got our love expert. Do you ladies have anything else that you would like to share with our ladies out there who are listening tonight and are sitting back thinking, man, I'm lonely, but these ladies help me out. Any other tips you want to give before we end tonight?
I just want to say that I love you guys. I love you ladies. And also, we should come up with a really cool, like, manage the damage package. Like, you go before Valentine's Day, you go buy these things for yourself. You know, bath salts, rose petals, candles, chocolates, wine, and then you have your night if you're on your own out there, ladies. If you're on your own, you prepare for it and stay off social media on that day.
Kim, anything you want to say?
That's what I was going to say. Stay off social media.
Right. All right. Now.
I would just say, just be open-minded when you go out on a date, especially in your 40s and 50s. It's just, you're kind of setting your ways. So there's got to be some compromises, and just really be open-minded and take your time getting to know someone.
Yeah, I agree with that, because I can tell you, I know I'm setting my ways. I'm in my mid-50s. I won't be bothered with you today. I don't want to talk right now. But it's just, like I said, when you've been with yourselves for so long, then it's that having that open mindset of learning to share yourself again, learning to get out there and trust again. There's all types of things that come with that. And like I said, there's so many other things we could be talking about tonight, ladies, but I do truly appreciate you all wanting to take the time to hang out with me on Valentine's Day and saying, hey, happy Valentine's Day to each other, because the love that we have right here in this room is all that we need for tonight. Right, ladies?
That's right. That's right.
All right. So, like I said, unless you guys have anything else, I think that we have got a great show tonight, and we're going to end it. So for those who are feeling sad, stop being sad. Get up on your high horse, enjoy the rest of your evening, and think about the fact and just be thankful that you do have another day and another night that you can share with yourself and with many other people who don't have this opportunity. But until next time, I hope you all enjoyed this special episode of 360 and Me, and follow us on the YouTube channel at WSBILC. And of course, if you can't find us there, you can look right on the website at www.WSBILC as well. And you can find us on Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn and Instagram. But until then, you all have a wonderful night. Thank you, ladies.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Oh, yeah. There we go.
Oh, I got the water bottle tonight, love. I don't have time to get the wine.
That is not part of the manage the damage package.
I know. But hey, water works too. You got to do what you got to do at the last minute, right?